For the first time in decades, Dana White has finally revealed that he is into boxing, and it seems that he will be working closely with the sport in 2025.
Locked up, but listen, I think if you ask anybody, and even if you ask yourselves, the UFC model works. It works.
People may think that Dana White's interest in boxing arose from his friendship with Turki Alalshikh, or that it arose from the boxing event that took place a few days ago in Ireland, an event that was headlined by Callum Walsh, who's one of the most intriguing prospects in boxing. But in reality, Dana White's love for boxing arose years ago, when the UFC was not even 1% of what it is today. Dana White's love for boxing arose since 2001 when Lorenzo and Frank Fertitta bought the UFC and founded Zuffa LLC. The main goal was always to take martial arts to another level. However, as time went by, they thought about expanding the brand, and from there came the so-remembered Zuffa Boxing. With this project, Dana White aimed to revolutionize boxing completely, just like they did with the UFC. They sought to implement a more organized and attractive structure for boxing, which could include better contracts for boxers, more effective promotion, and high-quality events. However, for some reason unknown to me, that project never came to fruition. However, it seems that in 2025, this project will finally start. Only now it probably won't be called Zuffa Boxing, but if we analyze it in depth, it is exactly the same. What Dana White intends to do is what he wanted to do years ago. Only now, in theory, it will have another name, and will be backed by Turki Alalshikh. The objective of Zuffa Boxing has always been to make the biggest boxing events possible, to make the best fight against the best just like they do in the UFC. Another big goal was also to create a platform where up-and-coming boxers can stand out and get the attention they need to advance in their careers. And this is very important because according to rumors circulating on the internet, next year Dana White will start a project exactly like what the UFC does with the Contender series. According to these rumors, the plan is to make a Contender series of boxing in the new UFC Apex Center facilities in Las Vegas. In these events, young boxers would be looking for the opportunity to get a contract with Dana White. The supposed plan is for these events to be 5-round fights. In my opinion, Turki Alalshikh and Dana White have come up with a perfect plan to take over the boxing business and make boxing adopt the UFC model. Turki Alalshikh has long expressed his interest in creating a boxing league where there's only one title per weight division and the best fight the best every month. That is exactly what Dana White has always wanted to do with boxing, so I think that Dana White and Turki Alalshikh have not been planning to create a boxing league together for years, but they've always shared the same thought, and when they met each other, maybe they just realized that they share the same ideals, and if they join together, they can achieve their common goal. Turki Alalshikh has been working on his own in boxing for a long time, now without the help of Dana White. And the same thing is happening on the other side. The UFC has been working in boxing for almost a year now with Callum Walsh. Don't be confused, the event in Ireland was not the first time they worked together. White has been promoting Callum Walsh for months. He's been fighting on UFC Fight Pass for a long time, and since I saw that UFC Fight Pass was broadcasting boxing events, I knew what was coming, and that Callum Walsh was just the beginning of Dana White's plan to enter boxing, and I think that Turki Alalshikh only came to reinforce that introduction. Creating a boxing league is very difficult because there are many interests involved in the business, and everyone wants a piece of the pie. But from what we've seen in the past few months, Turki has been moving his pieces in a masterful way. This has not yet been made official, but currently there's a very strong rumor that indicates Turki Alalshikh bought the Ring magazine, the magazine that is considered the most prestigious in the world of boxing and that covers events, interviews, and all the news related to the sport. In addition, his championship title is highly respected in the sports community, and this last fact is very important because if this rumor is true, perhaps the title of the Ring magazine could be the only title for each weight division, that is intended to be used in the boxing league. Another one of Turki Alalshikh's extremely clever moves was to partner with Top Rank, Golden Boy Promotions, and Matchroom. Turki's main goal was to buy all three companies, but that hasn't happened yet. But what did happen is that Turki Alalshikh agreed to a new partnership with Top Rank and Golden Boy Promotions. That means he now has a lot of power over the fighters that belong to both companies. While many have been distracted, Turki Alalshikh has been quietly making giant strides towards creating the boxing league he so desires. Right now, Dana White and Turki Alalshikh are partners and have a partnership agreement signed, but that agreement is for the UFC. They've never publicly said that they are working with boxing. Even though they have not confirmed it as of yet, I think it's clear that something very big is brewing behind the scenes. And if Dana White is finally into boxing as he himself has confirmed, I highly doubt that he will enter the sport to work for himself and not with Turki Alalshikh. And to be completely honest, UFC and Dana White getting fully involved in boxing is the best thing that could happen to the sport. Boxing is not what it used to be, and that is undeniable. This sport has lost a lot of popularity, and that is the fault of the boxers and the promoters. People are tired of seeing boxers dodging others because they're afraid of being defeated. People are tired of seeing boxers inflating their records and fighting against unknowns. All the titles that exist have also done too much damage to boxing. In each weight division there are 4 world titles. And as if that were not enough, the associations are dedicated to creating inexplicable interim titles that contribute absolutely nothing. And the worst thing is that among all those champions, none wants to fight against another champion. Boxing needs a structure that organizes the sport, and the UFC model is the perfect option for that.